Okay, so the basic changes for the app this week are pretty small, and I think, well, you're looking at not the user interface that we'll actually see, but kind of an updated. We'll have a more updated user interface in a sec, but this is kind of what I'm thinking next. Um, is I want some kind of command palette here, right? So I can say, okay, I want to type some command, and maybe it's for a book, and it brings up like named entities, which are the books that are kind of in my like personal knowledge graph. So I can kind of add to that very easily here. If I'm like reading right now or having thoughts surrounding a book, I can kind of just go here and input it. And probably instead of the conversation view here, is replace that kind of with a main input view. So you start just inputting text by default. And then if you want to add commands or add tags or like append a tweet to it, or kind of you just interact with it a little bit more wholly, that you can. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I don't know if the animation will stay. It was mostly me just kind of playing around. But let me bring back the actual code that we're gonna be using um, in this week's version. So I'm kind of just commenting out a few lines here in Xcode, and then I'll relaunch the app. Um, let's see. So okay. So now this is the main interface. This is kind of very similar to last time. The only major change is that these dates now, separate each day. I think this will probably have to change a little bit in the future, but at least for now is good enough to separate out some information. The other thing is now the whole view moves up properly here, and I can write things and scroll. So that works pretty nicely. And then also I added a secondary view. Um, Kind of this is going to be for the podcast. And I'm going to get into the podcast in a sec because we'll see. And I think that'll also kind of play into the command palette I was talking about earlier. But let me stop this for now. So I was also able to implement a little bit of a podcast app here, at least pull from some kind of web audio stream and play it back and have controls for it. So at least this will form the fundamental basis of playing a podcast. The only other part of that is capturing the context and kind of integrating it into this app in some kind of meaningful way, and also probably the web text interface as well. So at least you can see. Instead of flog the actors, that the show must go on. I can skip. I can seek down here at the bottom. So the squirrel is underneath the couch. All right. I can play and pause from here. Let's get out of here. I can also do it from the lock screen. It crashed. Oh no, I don't know. I'll have to capture that somehow. There might have been some weird statefulness here, so it's not perfect. Um, but at least it's getting close. And as long as it'll work for basic stuff, that's all that really matters for now. So, yeah.